Hello, good morning and welcome to today's episode of True Potential's Morning Markets. Now, normally when we're doing these videos, we like to cover off market movements first and then cover any of the key data points that have happened or are upcoming. However, yesterday, when we think about some of the data points that released that were the US Producer Prices Index, it actually had a material impact on some of the market movements that we saw yesterday. So we'd like to start there first before then covering off the movements that we'd witnessed in markets. So if we cast our minds back to yesterday and think about what we saw out of the US with the Producer Prices Index, if we think about those month-on-month numbers, so quite important to markets to get any indication that inflation's actually cooling and or slowing. We didn't see that in the month-on-month numbers. So we think about the reading from last month and also expectations. They both sat at 0.5%. The actual reading when released came out at 0.8%. Now, if we think about what the main drivers of that was within the index, two main drivers. It was the energy component, up 5%, and also transportation and storage up 2.9%. So really what we're taking away from that is inflation not cooling, and it's going to keep pressure on monetary policy to remain tight. Now, if we think about how that impacted markets, starting off with equities in the US and Asia trading, we saw markets weaker, but that was really following on from the weakness that we saw overnight in the US. So if you think about performance, it was around 1.5%. But if we look at, once again, European and Asian trading this morning, we've seen a reversal there, so up about 1.5%, depending on which region and index we look at. Now, in the US, everyone is awaiting the decision from the Federal Reserve, so markets more quiet than what we have seen, but closed down 0.4%. Now, if we also think about what happened in bond markets as well, volatility continues to remain high given the stickier inflation numbers that we witnessed in the PPI. So US 10-year treasuries moved higher by around 11 basis points, pulled European yields higher as well. So UK gilts up about 6 basis points as well. So main data points coming for the rest of the week. Today we've got the US Federal Reserve. Kevin Kidney covered in yesterday's video market expectations. So we're seeing around markets pricing in 50 basis points increase in interest rates in the US. So that will take them to the Fed's fund range to 1.25 to 1.5. But the door or possibility is still open to the US Fed hiking rates by 75 basis points. What will also be important to markets tomorrow is the Q&A that follows, just to get the FOMC members' perspective on current market conditions. Now, the other thing that we've witnessed this morning as well was a 5 o'clock in the morning announcement from the European Central Bank, so the ECB, saying that they're going to have a discussion on the current market conditions that we're seeing. The Bank of Japan has also announced something similar that will come Friday morning, so we will provide updates in morning markets as and when those occur. Now, reaction to that has been bond markets have come back in. So as I mentioned, US Treasury had moved out 11 basis points, come back in 10 basis points this morning. We've seen quite material moves in European bonds, so UK gilts back in 11, and we're even seeing Italian and Greek debt in around about 25 basis points. So material moves following the ECB's announcement. So what we're taking away from this is that central banks are remaining alive and active to what we're seeing within markets, ready to respond as required, but we should expect this to keep market volatility high for the time being. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Subscribing to the True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to the channel on your desktop or through the YouTube app on your phone and click the subscribe button. You can then press the notification bell symbol if you wish to be notified as and when new videos are released. Doing this is a great way to keep yourself updated with market developments and personal finance insights. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and we look forward to continuing to help you do more with your money.